So we're here at Identity Week Europe 2024. I'm sitting down now with Monika Weber, who's Senior Advisor for the Border Management and Security Programme at the International Centre for Migration Policy Development. It's really great to catch up with you here. It's day 2. How have you found the event so far?
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be even here because it's my second time I joined, and I have to say that it's a great platform for exchange between the private sector, different printing houses and the companies which are involved in document security somehow, and also with the international organizations which I'm representing, but also with the governmental sector, which is very important triangle when we look at the identity fraud and the fight against fraudulent documents at the borders.
It's good that there's so many people to chat to today, but also your agency is doing, something a bit different. What contribution does the ICMPD make to migration policy to prevent identity fraud?
When I look at the identity fraud, I would put it under the border management structure, which is in our organization. And ICMPD, as an international organization, we are quite present in different regions all over the world. We are ourselves based in Vienna with the headquarters, and we have 33 offices all over the world. And we are involved mainly in supporting different countries in development of integrated border management strategies, but also in providing them tailor-made solutions for the regulations, for the regulatory framework, for the procedures, for the SOPs, of course, also, but also for the capacity building activities, trainings, mainly on document security when we are here, of course, and then also on supporting human resources with different publications, also development manuals, and also last but not least, important for this event, we also support the countries with improvement of the infrastructure, also providing them with a special equipment for detecting the forgeries, but also with other equipment which is needed for the border control at the front line, but also at the forensic level.
And you mentioned border officers, intercepting fraud to prevent illegal immigration and such. Do we need additional training for those officers, or can we rely on technology to spot the signs of criminality?
I'm a former police officer, and I have experience of 30 years in this field, and I have to tell you that as much as I'm learning, as more I see that I need more and more training. So definitely yes. So advanced trainings and the continuous on-job training for the frontline officers is very important, because you see and hear more than ever the modernization use more and more of artificial intelligence, internet, and sophisticated methods of the technology. So this is very important to keep track on this, because as we know, the criminals are also learning more and more new modus operandi. So we also need to keep in these developments and to be faster, of course, to detect the forgery. So yes, training is very important. New methods, new teaching methods are also important. Also usage of different equipment for the training as well, and therefore it's also cooperation important to keep together with the governmental agencies, with the private sector, that we are all fighting against the cross-border crime where the identity fraud is always involved.
An emerging type of fraud is obviously morphing attacks to documents. How long will it be until this photography used in criminal passports goes undetected?
I cannot predict future, but my personal opinion is that morphing is very well known term at the European level or in the developed countries, let's say. But in some countries where we work, they don't know morphing at all. And they tell us when we ask, have you ever detected morphed photography or the morphed technologies in the passports? They tell us, no, never, we don't have these trends here. Sometimes it's also like we don't have forgeries at our borders. But of course it's lack, in my opinion, of the awareness of the cases. So I think we need to focus also on the sharing information internationally and to fight against this trend, because it cannot be possible that some borders are without any forgeries. So I think we need to really improve the capacities of the border staff who are checking the documents.
And then, do you think it's a problem fueling a rise in cross-border crime and irregular migration? We've kind of touched on this, but is the problem as bad as we're suggesting?
It depends how we look at it, because of course I think the trends in the forgeries are increasing, but when we look at the security features in the passports nowadays, they are very good secured. So the passports are really, in my opinion, very difficult to forge them and to make the complete counterfeits. But we see very often and more the forgeries of visas, Schengen visas mainly, and I think more and more we see the cases of impostors. So we cannot focus only on the passport check, but we have to look also at the persons if they are the legitimate holders of the documents.
What agencies are you cooperating with, outside to fight against fraudulent documents?
It's a very good question, because when you look at the borders, the border crossing points are a very complex place. There are present not only governmental institutions like the border agencies, border guards, immigration, customs, phytosanitary, veterinary inspections, but also we need to cooperate with the airlines, with the international organizations, with the private sector, because if we all cooperate together, of course we will achieve much more, because we all have the same aim. We all want to fight cross-border crime, to make borders fast for the legitimate travelers and to stop those bad guys who should not cross the borders. But our experience is in the cooperation that everybody wants to cooperate, but when it comes to information exchange, everybody wants to receive information, but to give information, it's quite challenging part. So we have to find a way of mutual trust and to make the cooperation effective.
That's why you're here. We've got all those agencies, Frontex, CBP, all trying to increase that cooperation. It's great to talk to you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.